Hello everyone and welcome to day 66 of the 1000 days of no code challenge. In the last couple of videos, we have explored how to apply privacy rules and when it needs to be used. But sometimes these privacy rules can get on the way, especially when running automated workflows. Today, we will tackle this by ignoring the privacy rules when running backend workflow and only when necessary. This setting allows us to bypass the restrictions added in accessing the data wherever needed, ensuring bulk actions and backend workflows run smoothly without being interrupted. So, let's get started. To understand what is ignore privacy rules, what I'm going to do is, for the admin users that we had in the database, I've removed the teams. So they do not belong to any teams. And now when I log in as that particular user onto the project page, because they do not belong to any teams, they do not see any of the projects. Let's assume the app is built on some sensitive information and even the admin should not be able to see the project details, So on the front end, they are not able to see. But we need a history of how many projects each team has, from the backend. We just need to know the numbers. And so what we have done here is in the backend workflow, we have created send weekly report. And we are going to send an email, to abcd@red7.com. The subject being weekly stats. And the body is hello, here are the weekly stats. Team 1, team 2 and team 3. We are doing count of projects. So we're doing search for user projects, related to team 1, team 2 and team 3 and sending the count via email. This is happening from backend workflow. And so the way we do that is do a search for user projects. Linked team equals to do a search for user teams. And then name equals to team 1, then first item. So that way we will get to know the user projects which are linked to team 1 in this case, and then we will do a count. So we will get the count over here. Likewise, we will get the count for team 2 here and team 3 over here. I will run this workflow from admin, for once because we have to initiate it, and then it runs every week automatically, So I have not checked the ignore privacy rules over here. I've not checked the ignore privacy rules over here. And on the admin page, this button is required just once, I'll click on add workflow and we are going to schedule an API workflow, which will be send weekly report flow. And this is current date and time. I'm not going to check the ignore privacy rules from here so that we understand why this is important. I'm going to log in as one of the admin users and I am going to click on weekly project number. Let me go to the email that I've got and share it with all of you. So you can see that I've received an email, but team 1 is 0, team 2 is 0, team 3 is 0. Why is this so? Because privacy rules has been applied, and admins do not have access to these projects, And that's where ignore privacy rules comes in handy. So we can click on ignore privacy rules when running this workflow from here, And now let me try the same thing. So I'm clicking on this particular button and now I've got the email which shows team 1 has 13 projects, team 2 has 9 projects, team 3 has 4 projects. Overall, it is 26 projects, And that's precisely what we have in the database as well. So if we go to app data and user projects, we have 26 projects. The beauty here is the users do not have access to these projects on the front end. So the users will not be able to see these projects, but from the backend, they can get whatever minimal data that is required. Okay, so as an admin, I might want to know what are the number of projects assigned to each team, okay, or how many projects does each team have, right? At the same time, they do not have details of any of these projects. This is where ignore privacy rules comes in handy. There are multiple scenarios where this can be useful. One another case is, let's assume that we need to send an email to the customer from support email ID of our business. Now on the front end, I do not want to give support email address access to all the users. But from the backend, we need to send the email from that particular user only. And what we do is we will apply the privacy rules so that nobody is able to access those details. But from the backend, we will enable the emails to go from that particular user account only. There are multiple such scenarios, and I hope with this you will be able to understand how to use ignore privacy rules and when to use it. And that's how you ignore the privacy rules wherever needed while running backend workflows. This is a crucial feature to ensure that your backend workflows are running smoothly without being interrupted only when needed. But be careful, this feature should not be overused as it can lead to unintended data exposure if not handled properly. Use it wisely, apply it only where needed, and always keep security at the forefront. And that's all for today. See you in the next one.